What is up, legends? We are back, and the final video before the update or the game actually comes out. And I was actually called into a Discord call for something that I found that I was doing wrong. You know, usually you don't start off a YouTube video saying you was doing something wrong, but it's nothing that serious. I just had to put something in order. So yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, I guess somebody in the official Discord was referring me to people, and the people reached out to me. So I went to Discord because I like to make sure that people aren't trolling and stuff like that, because people try to like be malicious for no reason, and like I just really try to help people. And I found that a user named Raven has said he only watches, you know, or RNJ and me. Which Raven, you can watch Socks too, you know, like there's other people out there, Sturby, that are pretty good and just no nonsense, no BS. Like they're gonna, you know, put you in the right direction. That's not like a promo or anything, I'm just saying. But yeah, I didn't know what these people were just DMing me. I didn't understand what was going on. And I'm like, dude, can you help out? Can you help out? I need that. I'm really asking you something that for you to edit something on your channel. And I was like, well, what is this person talking about? And then like, can we give you a call? So I hop into the call, and then I hear like 3 people like talking all at the same time and stuff like, oh my God, it's Scion. And they were kids. And I was like, oh, I'm being trolled. I know I'm being trolled. Like this is weird. But stay with me for a second. He was like, guy, I'm really trying to understand the game, and they told me in the official Discord that you're the guy to watch, and then you have new player guys, but they're all over the place. And then I thought about it for a second, and I was like, okay, maybe they are. So what I did is I pulled the entire new player guide, because it was all over the place. No facts. Like I did something wrong. I didn't notice it at the time. That actually, this is not supposed to look like that. Let's refresh it. There we go. Now it's in order. So what happened is that I did them all at different points of time. Right here, this is the new player guide. This is literally like how long I've like been doing this. I'm actually going to show you necessarily how long I was doing this, because that's another point. So they were right. They were little kids. Like, you know, they couldn't have been no more 13, 14. They were with their older sister, who probably, she sounded more like an adult and probably just supervising them in the call with me, that's what you're supposed to do as a sibling. Like, you don't just be calling random YouTubers like that. So good on the sister for doing that. And I even told her, I was like, you're a good big sister, to make sure that they are talking to people they should be talking to, and that they're being respected. And she's like, oh, thank you. They give me all types of hell and everything. That is a different conversation. But she thanked me because she says that they try to talk to people all the time, of creators, and then people just like be weird sometime. And like it's not comfortable, so that's why her parents told her just to make sure that they're talking to people properly. I get it, because people be cursing and stuff like that, and I'm not really that type of creator. Like I'll fall curse, like fake curse and stuff like that, but I won't flat out be cursing all the time. I try to cut that out, because my own children watch this channel, and they're not of age to really be well, they're all teenagers now, but they still shouldn't be seeing their dad, you know, carrying on the internet like a crazy person. Like that's just something that I shouldn't be doing. With that said, they were right. So what I did now is I put the entire new player series chronological order and title order now, and in one playlist, and it's going to be in a title, so it'll be easier for everybody to actually see this. And I'm actually going to talk about it a little bit, about how it works. Now, the other thing is that they had said, which I found weird, that people say that most creators don't stick around in games and stuff like this. Now, I want to show you guys something. Most creators don't really show this. I probably gave you like a little bit of a primer to this. I want to show you when I started playing this game. I was on that Tia life trolling, by the way, but still I was on that tier life October 2024. That's how long ago. I didn't just show up 2 or 3 months ago in the beta talking about I'm a Etheria veteran. I am a Etheria veteran. I was there from the start. I think the only person who was there before me was Ox. I'm pretty sure he was the only person. Matter of fact, he was the only person. The lead person who makes this game said that he reached out to Zox because Zox was there first. Zox told me about the beta and I became second. That's literally how that went down. But yeah, this is where I had started out from. And like I took exception to them telling me, people say that like, oh, I'm probably not gonna stick around in the game when I've been here for a year plus, damn near. Actually, no, that's not a year. October of last year. So no, that's not a year. That's what's that? It's June now, 9 months. But before this, which is not here, I did put it in Hypewatch, but we're not gonna count that. We're gonna count from October. So this is where, you know, your boy been here. Your boy been here covering the game the whole time and multiple betas. That's why I there was information put out that, oh, like I didn't do as many betas as I said. I was like, bitch, I'm gonna curse a little bit right there. Excuse me? Like, people have revisionist history. Like, I don't know what revisionist history is going on, but dog, I was here literally on jump right here covering this game. So when I say I tested it and did all of those runs, I did all of those runs. Like, they're on my channel, dog. Like, so like, I don't know where all that is coming from, but y'all have to calm down because I got video proof. And like, you can tell from my like to dislike ratio that I ain't doing too bad, dog. I ain't doing too bad. This ain't even a flex because I don't have a lot of views in all these videos, but I just want to show that, you know, I don't know where that's coming from, that I am not as experienced as I am, but that's complete BS. That is complete BS. So they're gonna have to come off that. So yeah. Yeah, on that. So we now have this up right now, and I'm actually gonna talk a little bit about these, about where you should be at a point. And now also remember that this ultimate beginner series right here, this entire thing was without the games events. I had no help. This was on the press server before all the other creators were on there. There was literally like 5 or 6 of us at the time. There was no event cycle or anything. They didn't give us anything in the mail. They just say, here's an account, have fun. And I was like, what the hell? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be ultra free to play because the game has no help to me. I'm just going to play the game raw. And this is me playing the game raw and going through progression all the way through. So you see pretty much right here, where did I end up at Ethernet Rally? This is officially day 6 right here. I ended up Ethernet Rally complete, full, free to play. That's where I was at for it right there. I was at End of Story day 5 right there. Now it's going to be easier for you guys because you're going to have all of the events and the global events. So you may actually, you know what? It'll look more, let's see here. Yeah, with the events, this is actually, is this one? Final CB, yeah. With the events right here, I was completely ready to do Ethernet Rally at day 6, completely ready, that I can go all the way to the end, and kind of showed what that was like with the whole Army of Fire strat, showing you that what I've been preaching the whole time is it works 100%. And then the day after is when I revised how to start strong, you know, pretty much like, I don't know, Y'all wildin'. I don't know how the hell this got to 501 likes. Like, holy crap. And then oh, that was pretty interesting. Then the day after, Infinity Train. If you can do Ethernet Rally, you're gonna be fine for an Infinity Train. Infinity Train actually is going to be coming like a week later anyway, so you're gonna be fine for that. Infinity Train kind of works similar to Ethernet Rally, but in a sliver, because you're gonna have one element. We had blue, which I believe was Constance, and I believe dark. So it was blue and dark. So if you had Heinrichs or something like that, would work out. But if you can do Ethernet Rally, because you're gonna need to have the blue team. Hopefully you got like the Kraken and the Rosa if you got Rosa. But there was other characters that you can actually put out there that will be completely fine to take on Infinity Train. Infinity Train is more about getting like one team that's strong, and there's gonna be characters that you can bring in because they had Freya, which is probably gonna be there, and Leanne, and she's a free character, so you can actually bring them in even though they aren't blue element characters, but they get elemental countered eventually hard. So you're gonna need that army of 5 strat with a built blue team, which is why it's extremely important that you do it properly from the beginning. Like I said, not skipping Freya, getting those characters out the way. The more useful characters that you have, the better. So like it all flows and everything. This game flows very easily if you don't fight it. What a lot of times people will do is they will fight it. If you play the game wants you to play, you get to a point you do whatever the hell you want to do, but you just have to play the game the way the game wants you to actually play it. Meaning that if you do the army of 5 strat, make sure that you have 10 to 15 usable characters. And I think people, like I see people say, well, I can get away with 10. Not really. Because again, like with Infinity Train, what you like all those 10, like half the 10 is going to be a blue team. What are you going to do about everything else? Like, you see how that doesn't work? Like, you're probably going to need 15. I say 10 to 15 because it depends on what you get. Like, you might be able to eke it out, but that's still so-called progression bricking yourself, because you're gonna just you technically there's no real way to mess yourself up in this game. And I think people misconstrue that a little bit when I say progression bricking. Maybe I need to come up with a different word for that, but it's not bricking. When I say progression bricking, I mean you're slowing yourself down, probably by something self-inflicted. What that actually is going into is you want to make it so that you're flowing at all times. You don't have a day where you just can't progress. Like, you only want it to be that your EXP locked or stamina locked and you don't have any more stamina for the day. That's it. You never want to be that you can't beat something. That should never happen to you until you get to like Inferno, like the last stages, where those stages are meant to be hard. That is the only time that you should get walled at that point. If you're getting shut down by anything before that point, being 100% with you right now, free to play the casual, you did something wrong. Something happened, because I literally showcased all of that, me just steamrolling all the way through with the methods that I was talking about. And that's the way it works out like that. Now, let me explain how I got to that point. I'm a professional game tester in real life. That's literally what I went to school for. As far as game design and everything else like that, I literally get jobs and have my real name and credits in actual games, AAA games, including some gacha games that you play right now. My real name is in credits for game testing. So I aggressively game test stuff. Like, I aggressively game tested this game, so much so that announcement, I'm actually going to be doing the same thing for Silver and Blood. And the same thing, Silver and Blood reached out to me. I'm in the process of signing papers and everything else like that. I can actually physically say that. There was a third game that I can't say that actually recently just had a trailer, and they reached out to me after watching what I'm doing with Etheria, and then seeing me on the Hell Hades site, and they reached out to me and they want me to do the same thing for them. I can't say it right now because that is NDA, and they don't want anybody to, like, pretty much they have to put everything set in stone. and get their wiki going, get their content creator stuff going, all that type of stuff. But I'm already signed on for that, and stay tuned for that. And the other one is Bungie with Destiny Rising. Bungie also reached out to me and wanted me to do the same thing for that game, which this is all because of you guys. Like, you guys made all this happen, and like, you know, like all the likes, all the comments, and you know, me being on the official wiki and everything else like that, people referring me and Reddit and Discord and saying I'm like the best source to learn how to play the game. That's all because of you. I couldn't, like, there's no way I wouldn't be able to do any of that or get literally Silver and Blood and literally Bungie, which is a AAA company, to reach out to me and say, hey, we like what you're doing in this game, we would like you to do it for our game too. Like, that's on you guys, and I appreciate it. And sometimes you have to admit that you're wrong. These was little kids coming to me and telling me, like, they couldn't have been no more than 13 and 14, like, hey, this is confusing right here. I didn't mean to click that, but shut up, I don't want to hear myself talk. So I appreciate that from them, and that makes this more streamlined, and it makes this more easy, because I probably wouldn't have changed this without that to make it more easier, which is just elementary. It's just something that slipped my mind. So that's all I got for you guys. Last official video. Have at it. If you go along with all of this and you see, like, literally, like, as a free-to-play person, technically this is day 4 right here, because I ended up doing 2 videos on one day at one point. I can't remember which one it was, but this is day 4. At day 4, free-to-play, you can make your first 6-star. So if I remember correctly, let's see when that happened. That's too far before we go. Yeah, if you notice right here, I'm saying my second 6-star, which was my last 6-star until later at day 3. This is what happens when you actually have the currency. So this is the raw right here. Like, you know, without the help, with the help, you're probably going to be more around this point. You should probably not make any more 6-stars at this point. Bring everybody up to 5, and you should be good to go from that point and bringing things in. This is actually before I changed all the titles, so you're just looking at the titles before I changed them all to make them more uniform. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out, and I just wanted to show this. And I don't know where this whole, I don't have as much information as I like. I don't know who's starting that, but they lying. We got to end all the BS like immediately at day 1. Like, they straight up lying. Outside of Zox, there ain't nobody else who has more information than I do in this game, except maybe the company itself. So I'll catch you guys next video. Be legendary. See you guys soon. Good luck. I hope you get all your Dokis. I hope you get all your Heinriches. If you want Messiah for whatever reason, I hope you get him too. There is no bad choice if you like the choice. That's in my opinion. Tell him Scion said so. I will not tell you anything, but you gotta win. Like, you can do whatever you want to, but you gotta win. And if you win, I'll be chilling with you. Hey, we day 5 or day 6 at Etheria, at Ethernet rally, chilling together. You won, dog. You picked who you wanted to pick, and you got there. I'm proud of you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what tier list says, what somebody thinks is meta, because meta is always the idea that became popular first. It's never actually the right idea. Whatever you decide to do is your meta. Remember that. Peace. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.